Hey Silent Fox, what's up? You doing okay, buddy? Okay, well, thanks for calling. I'll, see you later. Bye. I don't know why we even got him a phone. Popular trope of video games is the silent protagonist. This one is as old as dirt. It was often pretty rare for any video game heroes to talk. They were there, they were the hero, it was their job to save the day. You remember Mario? You know, the most famous video game character ever? Guy never said a word before the mid-90s. In real life, people talk to each other all the time, sometimes even too much. Sure, you have your quiet types, but you'd be hard-pressed to find someone that never made an intelligible sound ever. We mentioned in another video that early video games didn't have very in-depth stories, so it's not surprising that they also didn't have really in-depth characters. The thing is though is that this trope continued into the modern era of gaming. Even when games suddenly had full stories and a load cast of characters, it's not uncommon for a character to still remain silent save for some grunts or yells. There are other variations. Some silent protagonists are only silent during gameplay. During cutscenes, they might turn into a chatty Cathy for no reason. It's always kind of jarring though, because during gameplay itself, characters will often be talking to you and waiting for an answer, and you just kind of stand there like an asshole. You could argue that silent protagonists allow the player to step in the shoes of the character more easily. If the character's a blank slate, they're easy to relate to. If you wanted, you could make up the personality for yourself and have a little extra fun. Is Link a noble hero or a pot-smashing jerkass? You decide. Of course, this doesn't always work well from a narrative point of view. It might work if the character's actually a blank slate and we don't know anything about them beforehand, but if the character has an established history with loved ones, then it just comes across as weird. A good example of this is Gordon Freeman from the Half-Life series. Gordon Freeman's a scientist with a PhD in theoretical physics and a respected worker at Black Mesa, yet the guy never at any point in time utters a word. Despite this, everyone clamors around him, loves him, pats him on the back. Everyone wants to be Gordon Freeman's friend. But why? Sure, he does some incredible things over the course of the series, but he never says anything. He never tells Alex he's going to be okay or says thank you to Barney for saving him. Nothing. How does someone like Gordon Freeman get a job at a company like Black Mesa? How did he even get through college? You want to know what we call people that never say anything and bludgeon things to death with a crowbar? A sociopath. So should video games still have silent protagonists? Honestly, no, I don't think they should. At the very least, the way they're presented needs to change. If a character is silent because they're supposed to be a blank slate that we can relate to, then they have to actually be a blank slate. If a character has a pre-existing background, it immediately makes it hard for me to relate to that character. If they have a backstory, they should talk about it once in a while instead of just being a doll. And if a character does talk during cutscenes, they should talk during gameplay as well. It makes no sense for them to be a mime while everyone else around them is screaming. If you're going to establish that this character can talk, then don't suddenly make them clam up when the action starts. But maybe it just means they take the job seriously and don't talk while fighting. Okay, fine, that's a good point. Not everyone has to be Spider-Man running their mouth while fighting the bad guys, but at the very least they could give a yes sir or no sir in between the action. Remember how everyone said Halo 4 did the best job with its characterization in the series? A large reason for that was because Master Chief would now talk during missions. It was a lot easier to convey Chief and Cortana's relationship by actually having them converse on the job instead of just in minute-long cutscenes. Another example is Dead Space's Isaac Clarke. In the first game, Isaac's a mute save for his grunts and screams, yet just like Dr. Freeman, Isaac had a background, an education, a life. In the second game, he's given the ability to talk and his character is made better for it. Isaac's able to talk about what's happening around him, interact with others, and overall, he just feels like more of a real person. Now obviously we're not saying that characters like Mario and Link should start rattling off their life story at the drop of a hat, but then again, Mario and Link have been silent protagonists for a while now. If you want to know more about that, then you should read the blog post this week. I hope that phone call wasn't important. Hey, thanks for watching our video. I try to do little info ones like this every week and big reviews every few weeks. If you want to know exactly when that happens, you should hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. If you missed a video last week on video game instructions, you should check it out. Or, if you want to see our first review, which is on Jet Force Gemini, you should check that out too.